Hi, this is Aya of the Dawn. Thank you so much for joining me and watching my channel and these interesting psychological and maybe even triggering discussions about narcissistic mothers and mothering yourself and fathering yourself. And what we want is to be able to function, but we may have issues as children of narcissists that are stumbling blocks. And these are symptoms of not getting our needs met. And our needs can be overwhelming for us. And the reason why your needs are overwhelming for you is because you absorb the energy from your narcissistic parents. You were a burden for them, most likely. And so you absorb that feeling inside, and it caused really deep loneliness that you try to avoid. The closer you get to health, the more loneliness comes out. So sometimes people feel like and see you like you're worse than you were before, when you were just kind of holding yourself up in a posture to look like you're healthy. But when you actually get closer and closer and closer to health, you get closer and closer to like existential fear and loneliness, because those were the most traumatizing moments of your life as a child, when your narcissistic mother and father abandoned you, when you were the most whole, when you made the most sense, when you were closest to your divine intelligence, when you could question things, when you were in your right mind enough and in your body enough to stand up for yourself. And you probably don't even remember what that feels like, but the challenge is to allow yourself to go through, to sit with and be aware of that pain as you keep moving forward. That's a challenge. That's a fucking hell of a challenge. And I commend all of you for taking on that challenge, because I know it's hard. I was sitting on the bed today, laying in bed, sitting with my energy, just recommitting to continuing on my journey and being self-disciplined. In order for me to accomplish the things I want to accomplish in my life, I have to bump it up a level in my self-care. And that's not a problem for me. The problem I have is I know that behind the wall, well, I fear, my instincts fear that behind the wall of me I don't know what the word is, loving myself, loving on my path and functioning at a higher level, is existential terror and loneliness. The more healthy I am, the further away I am from my mother and being mothered. She made it clear that if I was healthy, if I was in my full power, then she wasn't going to be able to mother me. You know? So I had to dismantle her today. I had to dismantle her further from the responsibility of being my mother in my psyche. And that was interesting. Because of a lot of questions popped in my mind. In a lot of areas in my life where I have narcissistic rage myself for not being taken care of came up. But it was also freeing in the sense that I felt like, okay, now I'll take care of myself. I'm the mother. And I feel like this is something that needs to be recommitted to, whether it's you're mothering yourself or fathering yourself. It's not a one-time thing. I feel like on different levels, it's more and more each time. It's a task being a human being. And if you were mothered and fathered by people who felt burdened by you, by having to care for you, because that's how they felt. Why do I have to do everything? They weren't prepared for life. They weren't given what they needed to prepare for you. Being here on this planet with them as a responsibility, then you absorb their energy of being a burden. And if you go inside your body, you'll see that some of your cells are kind of dormant and have never truly been used and feel tired, and you haven't even used them. And that's because those cells absorb and are mirroring the energy of the environment you grew up. That's why I say a lot of the abuse from narcissistic parents is ambient, because some narcissistic parents don't lay a finger on you. Hell, they barely even say a mumbling word. They might even take you on extravagant trips. And you might have the most expensive clothes and go to the best schools. You know, I know after a while, my mother learned that trick. That if she kept us dressed well, she would max out her credit card just so that we can look good. If she maxed out her credit cards and made us act appropriately in public, then everybody would not believe anything that any of her children said about her when it came to any abuse. Now, I did make a video last week or so about my mom being arrested, and she was charged for child abuse, and it wasn't by me and my brothers and sisters. It was because she attacked my brother. It's weird. So weird. She attacked my brother while his 3-year-old stepdaughter was in the house. But this is not the first time she was charged with child abuse. She was charged in child abuse when we grew up in St. Louis with my stepbrother. So after she got charged with child abuse from my stepbrother, I think she learned to not leave physical marks. You know? And mothering and fathering yourself takes self-discipline. And it takes a decision, because it's kind of like cleaning up your room. Nobody wants to do it, but it fucking has to be done. You know? And so you may need to make a list in a calendar that's just for your eyes only. That's flexible. That allows you room to sleep in sometimes, and you know, work out every day, but you don't have to work out 35 hours a day. You can work out just 10 minutes a day. Be kind to yourself with your discipline, though. Because I am not going to kill myself, but I know consistency is key. Consistency, balance, and just and taking care of yourself is an art. Self-care is an art. It's an ebb and flow, and it's ongoing for the rest of your life. And it can seem like an arduous process, you know, like, because you can feel just how much better you want to feel, you know what I'm saying? You have all this weight on you to feel way better than you do. But I promise you, when you get started, the first day, it'll be hesitation and resistance. The second day, you'll get more into it. The third day, you'll start feeling better. The sluggish, bad attitude, the dragging of the feet like a 7-year-old that doesn't want to get up and go to school in the morning will start to change. It'll start to change. And it doesn't take long. It just takes like a recommitment. Recommit to mothering and fathering yourself, and have yourself a intuition party. Listen to yourself. You know best. Dismantle your narcissistic mother and father, and take on the challenge and responsibility and divine right to care for yourself. I'll talk to you guys later. I love you very much. I appreciate you guys for watching and liking and subscribing and conversing with me. I've had this channel for I don't know if it's been a year, maybe almost a year, and I feel like some of you guys are like family. I'm used to talking to you, and I'm giving you readings and stuff, and you guys have taught me to focus on the people that love me and not to focus on the people who don't. While I was, before I left for St. Thomas last year, it was a struggle for me to keep my morale up because I was around people who I can't talk to. But when I turned on my camera and I just started talking to you guys, they didn't even matter anymore. And you guys gave me confidence and strength. So I appreciate you. Bye.